Well, welcome everybody to our 2018 Royal Adelaide Show, our feature event that we bring to you all sitting back at home, and we hope that you are going to watch in anticipation the action that we bring to you out here for our World Cup qualifying event. Our sponsors, this is the Princess Royal Station Prize, and as you can see behind me, the heights of these judges range from 1.4 to 1.6 metres. So it's a big track for horse and riders to contest out here in our World Cup qualifier. This course has been set out by Garrett Becker, and of course Garrett has made it a really, really difficult course for our World Cup qualifiers to go through. So a tough course that we're about to watch. From here, our World Cup qualifiers go to the Royal Melbourne Show in about a fortnight's time. But for now, as I said, let's sit back and watch in anticipation the event I know you all have been waiting for at home, our World Cup qualifying event.
Stream right across Australia and overseas for one of the big highlights of the day, and a highlight I think you and I are both looking forward to, Michael. We've been teased all afternoon, all morning I should say, by the standard of show jumping we've had so far, and here we have. We've got a cracking field, we've got some big fences, and it's going to be an exciting next hour and a half. First on the course is going to be Paul Brent. This is Cavalli Parkalia. He's going to lead the way, and I was just had a quick chat with Paul out there, and he didn't want to talk too much. He was concentrating hard on this course. It's a big course, metre 50 to metre 55, these jumps. And the spread, well, the biggest, he's just going past the biggest spread there out there. That's a metre 70, that spread on the water jump. And there's a triple bar out there with a metre 90 spread too. It's just from the second last fence. So they've got a bit of work to do out here. Well, 12 fences, we have 15 efforts. Of course, we've got our ABC out there, and of course our doubles to make up those efforts, but we're on our way. And if you're just tuning in on the internet, it is a 2-round competition, as I mentioned before here. And the judge will invite back, she's told me, at least 12 riders, and they'll bring their points forward. And of course, the winner will come from the second round, the horse and rider combination with the least number of points and the fastest time in the second round will win this competition. I think we almost should say to Paul. Oh, he got in deep to that, but he rode it really well, Paul. Well done. This is a nice horse, this Cavalli Parkalia. Time allowed 85 seconds here before your time penalties start to jump in. Over the Oxer. There's only one stride there, and I did walk that with Brent and Ames, one of our timekeepers, and that's a big upright in the middle of that treble. Well, this is the biggest track we've seen all show. She's done a good job to recover into that second fence, but unfortunately she's pulled A and pulled C. Yes, I was talking to Gerard about that particular fence and the sight line that you get from some of these jumps, and you look down that treble, and in the distance you can see the big screen on the side of the arena. So sometimes horses just spot themselves in the big screen. It can put them off a bit. I'm not sure if that's what happened there, but anyway, I'm afraid Paul's been eliminated at that fence. Well, our next rider out should be Brooke Dobbin. Aboard a horse called Ecuador MVNZ. Just going up to have a look at the sponsors fence. It's the one that I think is going to really, if they can get through that, I think, Michael, I think it'll build a bit of confidence in all, both horse and rider.
Yeah, well, I mean, these are very experienced horses and riders, obviously, but that fence is right next to the practice jumps. As I mentioned, it's pointing straight at the big screen in the distance, so they've really got to be on the job when they come into this treble. This is Brooke Dobbin now, Ecuador, MVNZ.
That's something we didn't take into consideration, that screen at the back there, did it, when we spoke to our riders? It can have an effect.
Over the Liverpool, that's a big fence, that Liverpool.
Well, Brooke Dobbin, one of our more experienced riders. I was never going to go senior riders, but I think we all know the name. Brooke Dobbin's been around for a while. Let's see how they handle this. Oh, well done. Crowd showing their appreciation, Michael. You can hear the applaudance in the background. Wonderful.
See which side he takes here at the stile. He's going to go the open side, I think. The riders had a long look at that fence.
Might be a straighter run into the next fence, though, if you can take that side.
Made a 90 spread that jump at the Triple Bay. Here's the last. Clear round. Oh, no, it's not a clear round. I was early. I shouldn't do that. The last rail down.
Yeah, I know you've gone up before acceptances, Michael, but at the same time, I think everyone else was with you.
Yeah, that's a shame, just to pull that last rail in the double there at the finish.
So just the 4 jumping faults for Brooke and Ecuador. No time penalties. 581, horse and rider on course, Clint Beresford. A nomination of Warren Beresford and Emma Vale Jitterbug.
Yes, I mentioned earlier, Emma Vale Jitterbug. They've already ridden in 2 of the World Cup qualifiers this year, one at Caboolture and Gatton over the last couple of months. It's early in the season, I know, but they're currently sitting in 2nd place in the World Cup standings. Of course, we have another World Cup round here in Adelaide in about 2 months' time as part of the International 3-day event in the Parklands.
Wonderful setting, isn't it? We head to Melbourne shortly for Royal Melbourne Show and a round of the World Cup down there as well.
Oh, well ridden through there. Oh, he just knocked down the upright at the double, so 4 points there for Clint Beresford and Emma Vale Jitterbug. I think the time is right. 79.17. Russell Johnston now in Donderstein.
This exciting little horse, the import here. His own down Geelong way, actually, this Entire or Stallion. We saw him produced here at Adelaide this time last year. And Russell Johnston's brought him along very quietly, showed last year here, 12 months ago, that he was a horse with great potential. I hope we can see the best of him here in a moment. He's a lovely type, Michael, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's a nice horse, this Johnston. And Russell Johnston, of course, is, well, one of the most experienced riders in the country. I
was talking to him yesterday. I said, how's my horse going, Russ? He said, I'll let you know Thursday afternoon.
Yes. He's had the bell. They've got 45 seconds to start.
Great to introduce some good bloodlines into our country now with our show jumpers. Oh, goodness, little fellow.
Jumping well, just that second fence down, just got a toe on the front rail there.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. That's the worst that can happen, mate. Johnston on track here, Russell Johnston, the rider.
All the riders are choosing the open side to that style down there, that wall fence. Oh,
He's got another one down now.
Oh, he's got the double down, unfortunately.
Yeah, 16 jumping penalties coming up here.
Yeah, I think 4 rails down there for Russell, I'm afraid.
Geez, I just look at that time there, Michael, 2:79.74. He's just inside. Katrina Clark. Just having a look at the wall there now, giving Oaks Gun a little bit of a pat before they start their round.
I was talking to Katrina this morning and I said, how are you feeling? She said, oh, pretty good. She loves this horse and it goes very well for her too. And yeah, she was in a pretty good frame of mind, looking forward to it. So I wish her well. I hope she has a nice round, nice clear round here for Oaks Gun, Katrina Clark.
Didn't say anything about her brother, did she by any chance?
No, she didn't.
Okay.
I think she was a bit focused.
Well, for all our show jumping friends out there, Timmy Clark. Tim, you're probably watching this, I'm sure, on live stream. I'm not too sure whether he's been operated on yet, but had a badly broken leg. I think it might have happened last weekend. So it's going to be keeping Tim off the scene for a while. But, mate, we're thinking of you. And
yeah, we miss Tim here. He's always come to the Adelaide show, so we do miss him a bit. Well, not a bit, a lot. Here's Oaks Gun for Katrina Clark.
No pressure on you, Katie. You're riding for the family as well.
Yeah, she got that stride nicely through there. Well done, Katrina. Coming down to this treble fence. Oh, just
I was about to say, Michael, this horse is jumping better than we have seen him pre-show here, but unfortunately he's just pulled that rail there. But I still think he's a better horse over the bigger fences.
Oh, I think you're right. I think he's a quality horse, let's face it. And she just got a fraction close to that fence.
Just need to get a little bit of a wriggle on here.
Oh, well done, Katrina. Just the one rail. I think she's going to have a time penalty, but that's no disgrace either. 87.75, I think, the time. She'll finish with 5 after that round.
Yeah, she cops the 1 time penalty there, Michael. And for those of you at home that have got the time clock in the corner of your right-hand corner of your screen, Katie, I think I said with about 3 fences to go, having a look at it, I think you need to get a bit of a wriggle on, girl.
Yeah, talking to Gerard down there this morning too, I just asked him what he was expecting from this course, and he said he'd be happy if he got about 6 clears, 5 or 6 clears. So let's see if he's right there. We haven't got one yet.
Well, Jess Stone's on screen here at the moment with Diamond B Vermont, and I don't think Jess is happy with something at the moment. I think she's just asking course builders over there to have a look at the C part of that fence over the side here. Talking of calibre of riders, this girl can ride, whether it's on the flat or whether it's over fences. We saw her earlier this morning in riding events. And a very competent young rider.
Yeah, she never looks hurried, does she? She always looks like she knows exactly what she's doing, and she controls the horses beautifully.
The horses have turned out immaculately too. Oh,
I'm not going to say anything
couple
again.
Of tyres
That's
up and we're gone, aren't we?
Yeah, but it is the Port Power fence, you know. Like. I'm just glad he's got it up early in the course.
For those that are listening, Michael's had a good show here, knocking the Port Power fence, but every time someone clears the Adelaide Crows fence, it's cheering. I think we'll leave it at that, Mick. Of course, we knew her as Jess Stalling not all that long ago. She's now Mrs. Stones.
Oh, she rode that very well, very well. Frustrating when he knocked that first one down, but anyway. Let's see what Jess does with this wall. They're all going that side, aren't they, Rob? Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, as I said before, Michael, I just think it's probably a straighter run into the second fence by coming, if you're coming from the other side, from the more solid side of that wall. You'll probably have to keep the left hand down a little bit.
Nice to have the double. 2 rails there for Jess Stones. I think the time will be right.
Yeah, time's just right. 79.98. We'll get on to the 81. Well, here's our border hopper. You're claiming her as yours, which we'll let you do.
Well, she does live in Merrick.
Christie, we claim her as ours too as well when she comes to the other side. But this is Jack. We've seen Jack performing here already at our Royal Adelaide show, and he's in good form. Christie Boone and Jack.
Yeah, Christie loves jumping, and she's always got good horses, and Jack's no exception.
Still looking for our first clear.
Big rangy thoroughbred,
Yeah,
Jack.
this girl can do it, you know.
Oh, yeah, she's a very good rider. She loves it. She loves the Adelaide show. She loves big competitions. Just touched the front rail there, but it stayed in the cups. Here's the treble. A's right. B's right. C's right. Well done, Christie. Oh, she touched it.
Got away with it, Jack.
Stayed there. Oh, clear round. Give a round of applause for Jack and Christie Boone. Oh, hang on. the time. Just wait for the time.
Oh, how stiff. Well, they've given her a clear round.
Give her a clear round. 81.95 the time.
Bookmakers were on target, weren't they?
They were right on the, what do they call it, right on the bubble. No, well done, Christie. We've got a clear round. First clear round for the competition.
Cavalier de Rouet. As we've worked that out with your French connections. Stephen Dingwall. Another horse we've been able to have a look at in the lead up to this, Michael, too, who's been competitive without really having any luck. How's he going to go with these bigger fences here? Really compact little horse too, isn't he, compared to some of the other big thoroughbred types?
Yeah, I saw him jump yesterday for the first time, and I thought he's got a fair bit of talent myself.
He's one of those horses that's got the ability to have that kick out once he's asked for the big effort. I'll just watch the hind legs through here. There it is. Good boy. Oh, goodness, just got in a little tight.
It's a very rustic fence, that one. There's a lot going on in that fence.
I think that was a Princess Royal edition too, wasn't it?
Yes, it is, yes. We've had that fence, or a version of that fence, for a few years, but they've added a few things to it this year. It's a fabulous looking fence. Oh, he's knocked another one down, so 3 down, I'm afraid.
81.15. Be interesting to see what they give him here.
Yeah, 12 jumping there for Stephen Dingwall and Cavalier du Rouet.
I think our judges being a little bit generous here. If they're still not towards the 82, is it? Or is it, have they upped it to 85, have they? I thought it was 81.
No, 85 I think is the time.
85 it is now, is it? Okay. Little alteration to the sheet.
Nelson Smyth now. Laurel Glen Lucky Time coming in.
Just giving his horse every time just to get settled. Familiar with the surroundings of this big track here. Laurel Glen Lucky Time for Nelson Smyth. Oh, he's allowed him to run on there, hasn't he? Standing back.
Yeah, that Liverpool, that water fence, that's a $1.70 spread, that jump. It's a big jump.
He's asking his horse to really attack these fences, isn't he? His stride's good. Oh, bad luck. Drags it with the back legs, but his stride was pretty good into those fences.
down so far. We've only got the one clear round. We're about halfway through.
Well, he was kind to them early in the show jumping. We've got a lot of clear rounds, but as we've progressed day in and day on, it's getting tougher and tougher and tougher.
He's punched out.
Yeah,
as well.
he has. He really just didn't lift it that at all, did he?
I think that'll be 8 jumping, I think.
James Harvey, a rider to come in next. The nomination of Des Russell, and it's Tyrone VDL. Good so far.
Yes, he jumped that quite nicely, that line of fences. Just touches the front of that oxer there, but it stayed in the cups. Here's the treble.
Yeah, it's 1 stride in and 2 strides out, isn't it? It's a big tusk.
Oh, that's come down again, that fence. Just the 1 rail down at the moment. I think the time will be okay. Just looking at the clock.
Yes, he's well under time.
Oh, well done. Nice finish there on that double for James Harvey and Tyrone VDL. Just the 1 rail down. That'll give them a total of 4. This is Kate Hinchin and Finch Farm Cadell. They're, I think they're the only combination that had only entered for the World Cup here. She didn't actually compete at the Royal Show.
She had a look around last night in an event, and they were kind enough to let her in. And
oh, well, that was the warm-up event.
The warm-up
right,
event, of course.
Yeah, they have to have a warm-up event. So she just rode HC in that. But
you were saying last night, Michael, she's made the long trek across from Western Australia.
I believe so, yes. I think that's where she comes from.
Talking of West Australia, it'll be right on the back of Melbourne. Well, they clash actually, don't they, really? We've got some representatives over here from the committee having a look at what's happening here in Adelaide.
She's got a bit of form coming into this. She had a 3rd place in Gatton about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
I'm just trying to think what she did last night, actually, how this... I think they went clear, didn't they?
Yes, she did. She jumped clear last night. And she herself, I think, sitting in 3rd place on the leaderboard, so on the World Cup rankings. Oh, well done through there. Always a bit a little bit excited there. Yeah, she just couldn't hold him up there. That front row's come down the last 3 riders for that fence over there.
Yeah, it's a natural colour over there, so it's a bit hard to pick up from where we are, but just the 2 rails down so far.
Nice to have the double, so I think that's 2 rails there. She's 8. Okay for time, 81.82, but it's just the 2 rails.
James Equestrian Proprietary Limited. The exhibitors here of James Continue, to be ridden by Hayden James. Just noticed that the hood of the earmuffs now are very much an integral part of the show jumping world, aren't they?
Yeah, they all seem to use them these days, don't they?
Actually, interesting bit of apparatus on this horse here. Michael, have a look at the bridle. And it's almost like a half winker that he's got on this horse here.
Oh, he had to sit him down there. He took off a little bit for him. And got him back nicely to get over that Liverpool.
And obviously, he gets a little bit excited being able to see things around him by the look of it.
James Continue. He's already had a couple of starts this year at Caboolture and at Gatton.
Well, he's got plenty of spring in him because I thought he was in trouble at that sea. Okay, they've got it all back together nicely here now. Well, there's a change of direction.
Yeah, he's the first one to take that side, isn't he? Just gives you a different angle onto that next upright. Oh, the last rail.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it.
Bad luck there for Hayden James. Just 1 rail down, the very last one.
Yeah, that's interesting that the gear on the bridle of that horse's eyes. We often see the sheep rolls down either side, but that's the first time I've seen something similar to that.
Yeah, 1 time penalty there for Hayden James. James Continue. 85.32 was their time, so they'll finish on 5 points there.
You know, this horse here, Michael, also is in the rankings of the World Cup, but he's down a fair way by the same token.
Yeah, Matty Afford and Kaluna Salute. They've ridden in both the World Cup qualifiers this season at Gatton and Caboolture. Just got the shadow roll on, hoping to keep this horse's head down a little bit and not see too many shadows. He's formerly from South Australia, Matty, but he's up in Queensland these days. But he makes the trek down here quite often for the state championships and the Royal Show. It's good to have him down here in South Australia, back in Adelaide.
Had to push hard
Oh,
through B
clever.
and C there, didn't he?
That was good riding through there. He was in a little bit of trouble coming into that jump, but he did that well.
Must be more responsible to the betting arrangement, which Matty's got on here. Looks a Hackamore style.
Another rider's taken the wall side of the style. Here's this big triple bar. It's ridden all right, though, that triple bar.
Can we get another one? Yes, we can.
Nicely
yes,
done,
we
Matty
can.
Afford. Clear round, well done.
2 clears so far. Christie Boone and Matty Afford. Clear jumping, clear time.
Now here's Jasmine Dennison, Nicolossi.
We saw Jasmine a little bit earlier today, but on a different horse, of course. This young rider. She's only one of our younger riders. So young, as you can see her on screen here at the moment. She is she's a young girl, young lady. Obviously with the talent to compete at this level. She's not mucking around, Michael, anyhow.
No, I think Nicolossi's pretty keen out here. She's doing a great job.
We saw the horse she rode a little bit earlier on also, the same style type of horse. Maybe that's her riding style that produces that, I'm not sure, but they're looking good so far. It'd be lovely to get one of our youngsters into this jump off, wouldn't it? So she's going to come to the
full side as well.
Yep.
Just gives them a completely different angle to this next fence.
Well, she's got that down. I think that's rolled off.
Oh, that come down. It did come
I
down.
reckon it might have.
Oh, that's a shame.
I thought she was well and truly over. It seemed to hang there for ages before it dropped. Let's hope that's all that happens. Oh, she's got another one down. Now another one. Oh, my goodness.
No, the last double, she came unstuck there, unfortunately.
What a shame.
It's going to give her a total of 12 jumping.
Yeah, the pair looked good, didn't they, till they got to that latter part of the round.
Yeah.
Can Brooke Dobbin go one better here than he did earlier on Ecuador? MVNZ. He's on the Corrado MVNZ here. Of course, owned in the same interest, Wendy Kettle.
Yeah, he was out earlier on Ecuador. He just had one rail down on with Ecuador. I think that was the very last rail too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But he's back out now with Corrado.
Well, he's one of the few that has had a bit of a look around already. And Beresford's got 2 rides, of course. He was on Emervale Jitterbug earlier on. He'll be back shortly after this, or the next horse actually, SL Donato. And Christie Boone's also got another ride as well too. Good leap at the Oxer back to the upright fence for Brooke Dobbin here on Corrado MVNZ. Gives him a little bit of a slap down the neck at B&C, keep him concentrating. It's been a bit of a bogey fence, that. Princess Royal fence over the back, Michael.
Yeah, it's an interesting fence.
I mean, there's plenty going on around it, but it's just a natural coloured pole. There's no...
It's like a rusty sort of tank, isn't it? It's sort of... We had about 3 in a row that brought it down for some reason.
Yeah, say nothing here.
And
nice we've gone
round.
clear. Yes, we have.
Clear round.
3 clears so far to Brooke Dobbin, to Christie Boone, and also to Maddie Ufford. We need to pay a bit of attention here. I've just got in my ear a little bit of info here, Michael, that Clint Beresford was due to come out here on SL Donato, but apparently he stepped on a front plate or something and pulled a shoe, so we'll just keep an eye up and see whether or not Clint does come out or whether or not we get our next horse to go in Biarritz with Samantha Morrison. So we might just have a little hold up for a second, not long. I've got a feeling it'll be Samantha that'll probably come in and give Clint a bit more time to get things sorted out. Most of these competitors can probably tack a shoe on of their own. Nothing worse than going away to a show and your horse pulls one off in a float heading to point A or point B, and then you've got to be running around looking for a farrier. If you can have the ability to tack one on yourself, it takes a lot of pressure off, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. It's amazing how often it happens too. Once you get to an event and the shoe comes loose.
I bought a new hammer the other day, it cost me about $200 and something and he had died.
So who we got coming in here, Rob?
We'll have.
I'm
pretty sure it's Samantha. Yeah,
it is Samantha Morrison. And Biarritz.
Can't pick up Samantha's number, but it should be 672. Just to make doubly sure.
They were getting a couple of weeks ago in the World Cup qualifier there. Did okay. Samantha Morrison.
Got a lot of energy in him, hasn't he, this little horse? Head up high.
Yeah, got over that okay. Oh, he's making it hard for her there. She did a great job at that fence.
He's a powerful little horse too, isn't he?
Yeah, he got very close there, but he could jump it.
Very strong down through the barrel on the hindquarters. But you need them, of course, don't you, for the sport of show jumping. Get our horses to what we might almost say coil and spring, but he's pulled the bogey fence down.
It's very open, that fence, and it's funny colours, sort of brown, rusty colours.
Well, there's one gone there at the wall. Two down for this bouncy little fellow here coming into the all big spread fence, and he treated that with contempt. He just jumped that easy, didn't he? 2 to go.
Clear over the last, so that's just the 8 jumping. Hang on, we might have a...
Just. Depends how lenient they are. 85-2 I marked it at. Yes, she picks up the time fault, so she goes in with a total of 9 there with the 2 jumping penalties and the 1 time penalty. All right, Christie with number 2, a horse that is a capable horse and a horse that we've seen around for a little while, KM Babaloo. too sure whether it's one of Dad's cast-offs from the racetrack or not, but big black thoroughbred.
Just looking at the scores here at the moment, the judges told me they're going to bring 12 riders back. Well, it'll be interesting to see who's going to fit into that 12 with the way it's falling at the moment.
Well, we did expect casualties, Michael, in relation to
we did
the points tally, but I thought we might have got a few more through. Well, there's the first one down for Christie, unfortunately.
We'll definitely have the 4-folders back. I think we'll have the 8-folders back as well at this stage. Oh, big
Christie
jump.
has to hunt him into it.
Big jump there for Bambaloo.
She's now on her jumping penalties. She gets over what we're almost calling the danger fence now. Which side she's going. Oh, he's just caught that with his boot, his front boot, I think, and rolled that rail, so that's 3 fences down.
Clear over the last. I think there's going to be 3 fences, 12 penalties there for Christie Boone and KM Bambaloo. All right, we've got Hugh Buchanan now, Diamond B. Carla coming out. And we've still got to go back to Clint, Beresford and Donato. Hugh Buchanan, Diamond B. Carla.
Haven't seen a lot of this horse, Michael, so I can't really comment too much about it.
He gets his back legs out of the way pretty well, doesn't he? This horse.
There's another one with a high head carriage going into his fences too, isn't he?
He loves to get his back legs up. It's a good thing. Show jumpers. Yeah, well ridden through there. Diamond B. Carla. Do we get another clear round?
Give him a big slap into that. Get him over the last 2. This will be his best result of the show so far, this combination, or at least rider-wise. Down goes 1, down goes 2.
2 rails down, the last 2.
I thought for Huey, you're going to be coming out of this with a smile, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah, so 8 jumping there for Hugh Buchanan, Diamond B. Carla. Now Clint's got the shoes right on the horse, so the final combination will be Clint Beresford and SL Donato. And in the World Cup standings so far this year, he's doing pretty well. He's in second place himself, and Donato's currently sitting in third on the rankings. He's a handy horse, this one.
It's interesting having a look at the grandstand behind there. It looks a little sparse, but we've got grandstands everywhere around this oval, and we've got people scattered everywhere watching this feature event. Wherever you're watching it, I hope that you're enjoying it on our live stream.
Oh, Donato stopped at the upright. Didn't expect that.
Yeah, no, that's interesting for a horse of this calibre. Came at it on the angle of the time and cleared it with ease. Second of the candy poles. Okay.
What is your first and second? And the first?
Safely through the treble.
The first?
It's a big hunter type, isn't he, Michael?
He is, yeah. Big solid horse.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ooh, that stayed up, that rail. He's probably going to get a time penalty or two here. And clear over the last, well done. Just the one refusal over there, which will give him 4 jumping, and I think he's got a time penalty as well, so it's going to give him a total of 5.
All right, well, we'll try and get this draw for you as quickly as we possibly can. Meanwhile, we might take a little break from
Yeah, well,
the World Cup show jumping here at
I
Adelaide.
think, Rob, before you do that, I'll just mention that the judge did tell me there'll be 12 coming back, so according to my calculations, the 8 falters will come back.
All right, well,
Now, whether she takes any more, we'll find out shortly. We'll have a break first, and then we'll come back and do that.
We will do. All right, mate. Back with more shortly from Royal Adelaide Show with our World Cup show jumping.
Family life is an ever-changing adventure. That's why we designed the Honda CR-V with advanced technology, like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, to help you be ready for anything. The adventure-ready Honda CR-V.
Catholic education. Providing outstanding education in over 100 faith-inspired schools across South Australia. Catholic education, where every child matters.
It's time for science.
Hey, you were about to power clock of a potato.
Not possible.
Look what a beautiful day it is. Go play.
There, I played.
I'll grab a few people I know. We'll mark out some places to go. There's no invitation, just a destination, and that's the best freedom I know. Jump in the Jayco, Jayco. Yeah, that's the best freedom I know.
Just when you thought you had the best, look again. The Hustler range of zero-turn ride-on mowers. Heavy-duty welded steel deck. Professional grade cut quality. Premium Kawasaki power on all petrol engines. View the range at your dealer now. This changes everything.
Boys! Time to put your toys away!
The Hustler mower range. Tools, not toys.
I'm going to see the world!
Thomas, what do you think?
There are so many things to discover.
Hey!
Lifeline is currently trialling a new text service. When life gets too much and you find it hard to talk, text 0477 13 11 14. Lifeline's trial text service is available 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Lifeline's crisis supporters are available by text to listen and keep you safe. Lifeline text. Message 0477 13 11 14.
Family life is an ever-changing adventure. That's why we designed the Honda CR-V with advanced technology, like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, to help you be ready for anything. The adventure-ready Honda CR-V.